Hi, welcome back to Reading the List, where we review, discuss, and reimagine popular movie lists objectively. We're your hosts. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Brad, and on this episode, we'll be exploring number 74 from Ranker's The Top 90 Heist Movies of All Time.
And number 74 is Focus, released in 2015, directed by Glenn Ficarra and John Requa, written by Glenn Ficarra and John Requa, starring Will Smith, Margot Robbie, and Rodrigo Santoro. Cinematographer is Xavier Grobe, and editor is Jan Kovac.
Veteran con man Nicky gets romantically involved with novice Jess while teaching her the ropes during the Super Bowl in New Orleans. He ends things abruptly, unwilling to be off his game. 3 years later, their paths cross while Nicky is working a con in Formula One and Jess is involved with his mark. So we had, you felt that this wasn't a heist movie at all, and I felt it was pretty close. I agree that this movie is more of a, like, they're more grifters than into a heist. I think that the heist element is what they're doing with this fuel thing at the end. I think that's the heist. Is pulling off like all this stuff to get away with it.
Yeah, and I think
But again,
but
again, heist adjacent. It's not like a really true heist. It's really good. I like this movie. I've seen it a few times.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it got a little convoluted with all the back and forth, but other than that, the cast was really good. Margot Robbie and Will Smith pulled it off pretty well.
Is it Adrian Gonzalez? Is that the guy's name? Who plays his number 2 guy?
Oh yeah.
That guy's great.
Yeah, he was great. And I really did not see that twist coming where he was actually conning her basically to help him with this big score, right?
Well, he was trying 2 things. He was also trying to win her back, which was a little weird after.
Yeah. It's like, and then they ended up together. I'm like, there is no way.
Well, she was conning him too. That's the thing, is they were like conning each other, and it's just like,
not maybe in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking like 3 years later.
When they got back. But not in the beginning. In the beginning, he totally conned her.
He wasn't conning her. He didn't let her in on it, because if she was in on it, she would have ruined it. He needed her like to honestly be reacting to that stuff in order to get it done.
Oh,
and then he explains it to her afterwards what he was doing.
No, she was his mark. He trained her in everything just for that, so that he could win that guy's money.
Yeah.
And yeah, he didn't tell her about it. But that's why when they left in the limo, he's like, get out. You need to leave. That's why.
I think that's an interpretation.
Oh, I don't think so.
That's definitely the Jerry giving you the chick view. I think it was he was starting to fall for her, and he's like, I can't have her around, or this is going to go sideways for me. I need to be like sharp as a razor, or it's not going to work. And that, I think you could read it. I don't think you have an invalid interpretation. I just think there are multiple ways you could look at this.
Yeah,
which I think is interesting. I think that makes it interesting.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's really interesting because the thing that I'm figuring out about these heist movies, right, even heist adjacent, is that all these movies seem to have the same color palette. It's very like bright. And
well, you know where they got that from, right?
Where
they all go back. They're all copying Ocean's 11.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, even the crew,
Mm-hmm.
like that whole thing. They, I mean, this one was a little different because it didn't have that crew like you get in a heist. I mean,
It
there are, he
it's
did have
re-
a crew, but they weren't
it,
like a huge part of the
it's really
story.
just the two guys that are
Yeah.
like the main guys, and then the one guy is he's mostly an accountant. He's not even like really part of the crew. He's just like the money guy.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I mean,
And
the other guy is like he's kind of like the Brad Pitt, if you will.
yes. So like there's a lot of color patterns that are the same with these
Mm-hmm.
movies. They're also everything really takes place, and I don't know if this is intentional or not, but like everything kind of takes place in these big open spaces. Like they're either in a aircraft carrier or they're in like a warehouse or they're in like
Mm-hmm.
they're always like in these big the heist usually takes place in some big spot, like
Well, I
there's
think
always a lot of
that's
space.
usually because they're trying to give them I think that where this comes from is it's not in every movie, but I think where it comes from is when you have like you see it like in real time in the movie, like from one camera angle, and then when they're talking about it later, you see it from a completely different camera angle.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where it comes from. Is
Okay.
you've got like like the first unit doing this, and then like the second and the third are also shooting the same scene, but from a different angle. So when they talk about it later, you're seeing either the second or the third unit feature.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is. And again, from Ocean's 11. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
but I think that might play into it. I think like in some circumstances too, it's when you've got a crowd or a big thing, it's easier to focus your eyes on in other places, and they get you to like look left when everything's happening over here, right?
Yeah, that's
It's
true. Yeah.
classic sleight of hand, right? Is
Right.
they want you to look over here when the thing's happening over here, so when they show it to you later, you're like, oh shit, I didn't even see that.
Yes.
I
Right.
think that has something to do with
So
it too.
you
And
get duped with
you can't
everybody else.
yes, and you can't do that in a closed space really well.
True. True. Um, yeah, I thought that the movie had a good premise, um,
Good twist.
good twist. I love that at the end, and actually, I thought it was a good Will Smith performance.
Yeah,
Um,
the thing I like about it is he's kind of a dichotomy. Like he's super confident in the con stuff, and
mhm,
then when it gets to the real human emotion stuff, he's not great at it.
mhm.
And she totally she especially like in the 3 years later part, she really sees it, and
Yeah,
she kind of drives the knife a little bit. Like, she's not like being mean or anything, but she's clearly enjoying like making him uncomfortable.
and well
Yeah,
earned, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
you know, I had never even heard of this movie.
yeah. I've seen I before we did this list, I'd seen it a couple times.
Okay,
Um, and then I saw it most recently before I watched it. We watched it together, right? Do we not? Or
no,
did we? No.
I watched it here.
I had seen it not too long ago, but I still feel like it might have been before we decided we were going to do this list. I don't know, but
Might have been.
I did watch it again for the list.
Okay, yeah, I watched it. Yeah, um, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I gave it a 65. You gave it a 46.75, which I don't think is indicative of what you think of the movie. I think your score was based on you feeling and not being heisty.
Correct.
Fair enough.
It scored low on the
Yeah.
heist
So that makes the list score
expectations.
55.88, which is kind of like I've been noticing like 55 is kind of like our average, which is why
Interesting.
when I watch stuff on the side before you do, if I score it, because you usually score it lower than I do. You're a little more critical on stuff. You're a ball buster. Um, If I watch something and I give it a 55 or less, I don't even like. I'm just like you shouldn't even bother with this. It's not going to make our main list.
I mean, thank you for taking one for the team.
There's one on this list that I really wish I could have just not wasted your time with, but it's actually on the list, so that'll be fun when we get to it.
Right.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, so that's all I have to say about Focus. I think it's a good movie. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yes.
Um, so I would definitely check that out.
All right. If you have seen Focus and you would like to tell us your opinion about it, please do so in the comments. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate it. If you'd like to talk to us directly, please do so at ratingthelist@gmail.com. But for now, I'm Jerry,
I'm Brad.
and we're rating the list. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.